Welcome back, everybody, to episode 225 of the Lookout Podcast. It is February. It is Black History Month. It is the greatest time on Earth, the 40th anniversary of Dragon Ball, but also the 30th anniversary of something important, Dragon Ball GT, which we'll be talking about on this episode today. But it feels so good to be back to talk about everything. I'm, of course, Meals. I am here with co-host LJ himself. LJ is back in the fold. LJ, Happy New Year.
Oh, Happy New Year. Hi, guys. Happy Black History Month. Happy International Meals Month.
There you go.
Yeah, bro. Month of love, month of blackness.
And month of meals. So
month of meals.
There you go. I have no idea how my birthday is gonna go. We also have AD here. AD's in the building. What is up, my friend?
Meals for meal.
There you go. We're here, obviously, talk about Dragon Ball GT, get back in the fold of the Lookout, and it's always fun. We haven't actually covered in a minute, like week to week Dragon Ball stuff in a long time, and it's great because I kept all these various arcs open, but all the best arcs are pretty much, I would cover it again. Don't get me wrong. If you ask me to say, hey, you want to do Dragon Ball Z over again? Fuck yes. I'll watch it over. I'll talk about it over. You guys will hear the same points and the same jokes, obviously. But we still have some more mountains to clear. We have Dragon Ball GT, which we haven't actually covered on a week-to-week basis. Technically, Daima we haven't covered in this typical format that we do with Dragon Ball Z, so we could always do that in the future if it comes to that. A number of arcs in Dragon Ball Super, kind of just the first two, the ones I don't actually first three. Battle of Gods arc, is that in Dragon Ball Super?
Yes.
Okay, all right, we'll talk about that. Dragon Ball Super, the Resurrection F arc, and the Universe 6 versus Universe 7 tournament. We've never covered on the show actively. And then the first arc of Dragon Ball, the second arc of Dragon Ball, and I believe the last arc of Dragon Ball. Oh, and I guess, well, we did Red Ribbon over the summer, but we haven't actually done it on a weekly thing either. But at this point, I wouldn't do it. Just based on how the summer one went, I was like, this is kind of long and just kind of really about robots. So there's a lot more Dragon Ball content to actually go through, and they're giving us more, which is fucking amazing. So I want to kick this off, especially getting the thoughts of LJ, who was not here during our emergency pod.
Yeah, it wasn't, man. But it was. Listen, I'm happy that this is the best thing about having a team, right? Is that, listen, one guy wasn't available, but we had two other all-stars there to fill in.
Absolutely. So I want to get into the news a little bit, because even after we did the emergency pod, some more news actually came out regarding more Dragon Ball Super content that's actually coming out this year. But I wanted to get your thoughts, LJ, on Dragon Ball Super Galactic Patrol arc is officially being animated. What are your thoughts? What was the first thing that ran through your mind? What are you excited about? Like, kind of like really talk about it. You were the only one who didn't really get to do it. I feel bad about that.
No, it's all good. Okay. First time I saw it, I was like, "Oh, this is fake for sure." Like that
easily. Come on, man.
I was like AI, immediately.
Jay's offended that we thought it was fake because it came.
Yeah, I know. Jay. I think I've never seen Jay mad, and I hope to never see Jay mad. But I did feel when we were like, "Is this real?" He felt a little disrespected. Like, you guys really not. If I'm gonna post something in the chat.
Yeah,
like I bet it must worth this.
Fair, but also too good to be true is what.
Yeah, that's how it felt. But no, very excited. Very excited for it. I mean, Galactic Patrol arc is one of the more, I think, like, just fun arcs of Dragon Ball Super. Moro is just a great villain, and if you read it, you know what kind of happens and what comes from it. There's just some big moments. I think after the success of Daima and seeing how well they did that, I think just the expectations for Super are high. The want for Super is even higher. So yeah, I'm excited for it. I think it's going to be great. I think it's going to be amazing. It's coming back at a very timely, matter. So, yeah.
Next year should be. It's currently in production. Hopefully, it'll come out probably around fall next year. But we'll see. You know what? I thoroughly love it. It's a great arc. Still looking forward to it. But immediately after we finish and record, I finish editing, I finish put it out. Some more news came out because apparently this extravaganza had 2 parts, and we just decided to cover the first part. But Dragon Ball Super Beerus is coming this year. It is a reanimated, I want to say faithful retelling of Dragon Ball Z Battle of Gods in anime form. Obviously, they did it in the Dragon Ball Super anime, but as the Simpsons would say, it looked incredibly craptacular through various arcs of the show. Just even to the point. Here's my thing with AD. You had to remember watching this arc in real time, right?
Yes.
Okay. What were your thoughts kind of going through this as it was airing in real time?
We're re-rocking the movie? This is what we doing?
Hey man, they started the manga back with the anime, and then they were like,
but even the manga was behind, so it's like, why are we doing this again a third time? And now it's a 4th time? Come on.
Hey man, Dragon Ball Super Beerus, man, it's reanimated so it can be cleaned up so we can enjoy it.
It has the Super moniker now, but it's literally just Super Kai Beerus. Cut
with animation. Yeah, better animation.
You know what's crazy about Dragon Ball Super is that I don't think I've ever told this story on the pod. At the time, I almost got fired from my job because I was watching Dragon Ball Super on the clock instead of doing my actual job.
May I ask what kind of job you had at the time?
I was working at a school at the time.
Oh.
I was an in-school suspension teacher, quote unquote. And I had no kids in there, so I just had Dragon Ball. So then one time the principal walked in, I had it on. They're like,
"You had it on like the smart screen or something?"
No, I had it on my personal computer, but they were just like, "Yo, like,
oh, that's whack."
Yeah, they got kind of upset about that.
That's whack. Come on, man. The amount of stuff I watch when I'm when I had a job. The amount of stuff at work that I would watch anyway, like it doesn't let it run, let it rock. What do you mean? It's Dragon Ball Super.
Yeah, nah, that's funny.
They must have had it out for you. They had it out for you, bro.
They like, did, bro.
Young nigga, look at him. You know, we give him this opportunity, and look at they're watching cartoons on the clock. Fuck them. That's what they said.
Yeah, essentially, that's what happened. God, and that's so crazy to think how long ago that was,
bro. It's an entire. You're 30 now. That's how long ago it was.
Yeah.
And you had to be like 19, 20 years old when that happened. So listen, man, we live, we learn. Most of all, we love Dragon Ball, and Dragon Ball Super. So Dragon Ball Super Beerus is expected. It should be a short arc retelling of the Dragon Ball Z Battle of Gods for the 3rd, 4th time. It's the Pokemon Let's Go of Dragon Ball. You know, it's cleaner, it's sexier, it's $60. You know what I'm saying? You might have to pay for it, you might don't. You know, one of my favorite things was watching Sean Shamel, who will forever be indebted to on this podcast for pretty much booming our YouTube page, reacting to the announcement of Dragon Ball Galactic Patrol. And everyone's just like, he's cheering because he's, you know, he's getting more money for this. Like he's got job security again. Like his Goku is back. You know what I'm saying? For the umpteenth time. So
hey, it's me, Goku.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And it's not like Dragon Ball Daima where it's like he's Goku in the first episode and Goku in the last episode. He's Goku. So he's super excited. You know what I'm saying? And I'm looking forward to it. So that's it. Real quick before we get into Dragon Ball GT, because this is what the people came for. I don't know if they came for it, but you know, it's happening to them nonetheless. We've been off about 2 months. Anything you've watched, read in the last 2 months that have caught your eye, caught your ear, caught your attention span? I'm sorry with you, AD.
So I've been watching several different anime for a very special project that will be coming up on the network. So.
I shouldn't have said it makes it too obvious, but go
on. Yeah, outside of that, I've been catching up on a bunch of different anime. I caught up on Solo Leveling. Yeah, Jinwoo is that guy.
There you go. See, there you go. Wasn't he very Jinwoo at the end? Wasn't it?
I mean, it was always going to be very Jinwoo, and the craziest thing was the whole Jeju Island bug things. Was like, oh shit, like shit getting kind of.
The bugs came back. It was full circle. I was like, I forgot about the bugs. Yeah, where's our bugs overlords? You know what I'm saying? Kill them. Yeah.
I like how they did that though, because in the manga they didn't bring them up until like later down the line. So it's like the anime made sure that they were the overarching threat. We also got to see his dad.
There you go.
Crazy. Good stuff there. Good stuff there.
Not as much aura, but still there.
I mean, he had a fair amount of aura. Right?
Yeah. Not as much as Jinwoo. You know what I'm saying?
He just runs in the family.
There you go. Anything else you're watching or reading?
I've been watching Hell's Paradise and JJK. Those have been, MAPPA central things. They've been really good.
I realize JJK is the only appointment television I have this anime season, and then everything else can wait. But JJK is like, I'm there actually when it gets uploaded, low key, because it's really Thursdays for me are JJK and Traders. So those are my like two favorite shows right now. So I've been really like, you guys will see it in the chat as soon as like half an hour after the episode comes out. I'm just saying like, wow, this was really, really well done for like the 8th week in a row. So
yeah,
it's good stuff.
Brought the movie budget out, like, which is crazy to see in comparison to Hell's Paradise, which is not movie budget, but it still looks pretty good.
Hell's Paradise, I had to remember what was going on.
Yeah.
It's not it didn't leave me like really like, oh my God, yeah, total, yeah. But it's back. Let's see. Anything else? Are you reading anything?
I have been reading. I caught up to Black Clover. It is one of the anime of all time, one of the manga of all time too. I will be excited to see how they do the animation because that story is kind of
I couldn't. Yeah, Black Clover is still a no for me, but maybe one day.
Yeah. Last thing, real quick. Of course, One Piece. That's been good. And then Blue Box. I caught up Blue Box.
I heard in One Piece they finally got out of whatever flashback they were in.
Oh yeah, one of the best flashbacks. They finally got out of it. It was solid, really solid. We got to see a lot of things revealed. Gold Roger got things revealed. We see Blackbeard's dad. Things that happened with him. How Shanks got here. All of these. It must be
things. Good because I can't imagine 2 years of I don't know how long it lasted in the actual like serialization, but.
It was about 6 months.
Okay, it's kind of long.
6-7 months
to be trapped. To I don't know if did they have the black things around the boxes, like the black.
They try not to do that, like for like really long flashbacks. They try not to do that.
Okay,
but like when it's a quick flashback, quick flashback, they'll do it. But
yeah, I'm just imagining like 6 months of just like black pages. LJ, do you have anything to contribute to this?
What have I been watching other than crazy amount of sports and like keeping up with everything happening in the off season for the MLB?
What sports you been watching?
Basketball, tennis, great boxing match on Saturday.
Yes, of course.
Oh yeah, y'all had me watching the Royal Rumble too.
Yeah, we sure did.
AD jumped in immediately too. That's the best part.
I loved it. Did he jump back out? Did you?
Yeah, he jumped out immediately too. It was great.
I'll be back. I ain't watched wrestling in about 15 years, dog.
He was like,
He's
this
such
is
a
not the
liar,
time.
but it's okay.
Yeah, he's just like, I don't know. I got to pick up somewhere. But, whatever. I appreciate it nonetheless. But literally minutes after he started, he was like, oh, who's this guy? I was like, wow, you're actually watching. That's insane. Shout out to you.
But no,
that's a good one. Shout out to you.
I'm trying to think. Anime. I can't get the Gundam out my system. So still been watching Mobile Suit, watched Hathaway, and the second movie's coming out soon, which I'm very excited.
Live action Mobile Suit.
Oh, live action Mobile Suit coming. Shout out to Sydney Sweeney, the forever bag getter right there.
Yeah, it just is what it is at this point. She's there.
Listen, man, there's nothing more American than having a white woman casted in a movie about.
She might be a bad cast, to be honest with you, as of right now. Her tank is really her stock is really tanking as an actress.
Listen, right now, the only thing keeping her afloat is the two things on her chest. So,
hey man, there you go.
Good buoyancy.
Fair. You know what? Fair.
But what else have I been watching? Jeez. Me and Kaya watched the newest season of Ranma. That was really fun. Watched Hell's Paradise. Watched the first episode of JJK.
Did you get to the Maki episode, or did you?
Not yet. No.
Okay. All right. Don't worry. Don't trip.
I'm just waiting for the dub, bro.
The dub is coming. Dub is out, bro. Dub is
out.
Moving. Dub is moving. Dub got about. By next week, Thursday, it'll probably be the Maki episode, which is going to be dubbed.
Okay, cool. See, listen, that's all. I'm just waiting for the dub to come out. Listen, bro, I'm subbed out right now because
that's how I feel with a lot of things. To be honest,
I'm subbed out. After all the Mobile Suit I watched, and I had to watch and sub because some of the dub just was not available at all, and I'm just like, listen, man, there's only so much my attention span can take right now.
Crunchyroll's doing a good job with the dubs, but it's not quick enough. I needed the day. I needed like My Hero Vigilantes. I need a day of. Like, I don't need just can the whole series, but I guess they can't. I don't know. Whatever. Fuck them. Not fuck them.
You know what? Hey man, listen. It is what it is. If y'all want to listen, y'all. I am way past the subbed versus dubbed anime conversation. Watch it however you want to watch it. If you want to do it how you want to do it, cool. My preference right now in this space of life that I'm in, give it to me in English. I'm just trying to hear it in English, bro.
That's grown man talking right there. Grown man stuff.
What else have I been watching? Sheesh. You know what? GT is the first anime in a while that I've just really deep dived into.
I'm glad to have helped in forcing you watching this series.
Yeah, I had to take a little break. I mean, last year I went hard. I went super hard, and so when we ended, I was just like, I need a break for a second.
I mean, listen, this is how I feel. This is why I usually don't watch other anime concurrently with the shows that we actually do watch, which is why you'll never see me like, if we have to watch One Piece for like 7 weeks, I'm probably not watching Gachi Okuda. It just is what it is. I'll probably focus all my energy into there. I will watch JJK though, but we'll see.
But also, Gachi Okuda is some cheeks.
Yeah, to me, I mean, everyone finds it awesome. It's getting a season 2.
To me too. It's the anime is some Bunzino.
80, have you?
I'm just along for the ride.
Okay, there you go. I have been reading Bleach thoroughly. I'm currently at the part. Don't ask me any of the names. Don't ask me any. I don't know the names. I don't know these people. I just kind of show up there. I'm at the point where Aizen, they went into the world to save what's my girl's name? Orichimaru?
Orihime?
Orihime, Orochimaru. Wow. I just haven't said it out loud. Orihime. So they went into the world to save her, and they were doing a great job. And then Aizen says, actually, I'm going to step out and go back to your hood and blow that shit up. But then the other folks from, oh my God, what are they called?
Are you talking about the Soul Reapers?
Yeah, the other Soul Reapers are like,
Visors?
we're actually waiting here for you. It was the plan all along. So it's now the Soul Reapers' B team or A team or whatever team they are at this point. There's a lot of people in the show versus whoever Aizen's people who are threatening on the side are, and they're over, the hood of our main character, which I haven't actually said the name out loud, so I haven't done it in a while. What is his name?
Ichigo.
There you go. Haven't said it out loud. So that's where I'm at. I stopped probably about a week and a half ago because I don't even get to use my iPad anymore. It is now a children's plaything. So I've done that. I'm caught up with all the manga. I'm caught up on JJK Modulo. Yuji's back. Not sure if you've seen it.
Yeah, he's playing the Gojo role.
Yeah, he's fully Gojo'd out now. So it's just a hoodie instead of a mask or blindfold or something. So we have that to look forward to. I don't want to keep people waiting any further with our anime exports because we are here to talk about one of the most infamous sequels to an anime that has ever released. It is, as of this week, it'll be the 30th anniversary of Dragon Ball GT, and we're talking about it on the lookout up next.
Goku's small.
Do I have to go back to school?
And there's new Dragon Balls.
The star is black?
Sounds like trouble. Soon all life forms will be robot mutants. How can a little body like that harness such enormous power? A show so exclusive, we can only show it once a week. Dragon Ball GT starting Friday, November 7th at 6:30. Big things get hit by small packages.
All right, we are back. We're back. We're here. Dragon Ball GT. Let's talk about it. You know what I'm saying? I recently, can I talk about it? I haven't actually read that part of my contract. I'm supposed to be doing a piece of work writing about Dragon Ball GT for its 30th anniversary. I'm actually not sure if it's going to come out this week or if it's just going to come out at some point in the future because the content is pretty much evergreen. But I wrote pretty much every nice word you could write about Dragon Ball GT. However, my true feelings about the show really lie in this podcast. So you're getting the real, unfiltered, unpaid view from me. But Dragon Ball GT, I remember first hearing about it kind of in grade school when we heard about all the other Dragon Ball stuff, right? Like I remember hearing about it then. Oh, there's GT. Have you read about GT? No, there's Super Saiyan 4. Oh, word Super Saiyan 4. Let me go read it. I found probably some Angel Fire website that has the summary of all the fucking sagas. And I read it and I was like, oh, okay. It continues. And then I saw clips from it and I was like, why it look like that? And that was pretty much my first experience with Dragon Ball GT. It happened in the library because that is where it all went down in terms of me printing out pictures to draw and just going to the library as a 90s kid and finding out a lot about stuff before we got our own gateway computer at home. But yeah, that's how I found about GT until it actually premiered on Toonami, which I actually did not watch, I think.
Okay, so do y'all remember that GT ran on Nickelodeon too?
No. Mm-mm. When did it run on Nickelodeon?
I'm trying to remember. It has to be like 2012. I think it was on Team
Oh,
Nick.
okay, like way
That was way after.
Yeah, way after. Okay, I'm talking about the original run on Toonami in 2005. Like, I remember it running. I think the schedule was Dragon Ball was airing, just started airing as well, right?
Yeah.
Dragon Ball just started airing as well in dubbed. And then, like, somewhere later in the broadcast of Toonami in the afternoons, they would
because
start
they were
airing
running it
GT.
simultaneously with Z.
Yeah.
And then they did that.
Yeah. So it was about 2005. I remember specifically, but I think at that time I wasn't watching any Dragon Ball. So I never actually watched Dragon Ball GT until the internet really made me tune into all this other stuff like that. But I never actually watched it in full. I definitely didn't watch it on a data. It was the most boring week to week show, day to day show actually, that aired on Toonami, and I just was like, yeah, I'm not into this. This is kind of whack. Even as a kid, with no reference, no inside information, no internet research, I was like, this is kind of whack. I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. 80, your first trip to Dragon Ball GT, where were you at?
Pretty much the same thing as yours, school library, hearing about it, like, oh, what are you talking about? And it was alongside of like people talking about Dragon Ball AF or whatever. And I'm like, this kind of whacked out. But even before then, I remember going to a family friend's house and seeing Dragon Ball GT Final Bout on their PS1, and I'm like, what is this? Why you got Goku looking like this in Super Saiyan? It's not Goten. Oh,
dressed up like Disney's Doug. Like, what the fuck?
yeah.
Like, who are these people? GT was a really bad attempt at them trying to get fits off. Like, it felt like they were purposely trying to make them fashionable, and it was really bad.
I don't know if Toriyama was kind of burnt. Toriyama, I mean, in kind of my research for doing the piece, he designed a lot of the characters and the things in the show, but it really did feel like, I don't know, maybe it was kind of burned out from it. It seemed like the direction was, we want this to kind of really be a little bit different, but still kind of familiar. But go on, 80.
Yeah, no, because it does feel like that. But then after a while, I think, it did air on Toonami, and I believe around this time they started trying to release the like DVD box sets, and I'm like, I kind of want to get this because I've never seen this. So I ended up buying at least the Baby Saga towards the end, like at least one of those DVD box sets. But that was all I had seen up to that point, like it coinciding with that the cut first episode, or like the super cut first episode, which is what we're covering right now. But just condensed into one episode, and then like all of the Baby Saga, and then that was it. That's all I had ever seen before like 2007. And then the internet came out, and I'm like, all right, I gotta jump in and see where the rest of this goes. And I'm like, it's something.
Yeah, it's definitely, but it was all we had, right?
Yeah, along with like Budokai and stuff like that. And it's like, you get these characters, and like, you're getting to play as them, and that's when you really get to see a lot of the stuff, because they like to drop the Budokai games alongside whatever anime arc was airing at the time. So that was always pretty cool to have that anime game tie-in.
I think one thing that people, especially, I mean, anime kids now have to kind of realize, Dragon Ball GT was all that we had after Z. Yeah. It was all that was there. So in a sense, even if you didn't think it was good at the time, we'll have this discussion probably either at the beginning of this and or at the end of this, whether it was canon or not. Now, because of the last 15 years, it's become a little hazy in terms of how people actually receive Dragon Ball GT. It's not canon. I don't think it's any more canon than Super and Daima, in my opinion. That's just my hot take. I don't think it's any more.
Okay, do we care though? Do we really care if it's canon?
No,
if you're a Dragon Ball fan, you shouldn't.
You shouldn't. But at the end of the day, this is kind of what's discussed, right? Because when you have Super Saiyan 4, and Super Saiyan 4 is really like the centerpiece around Dragon Ball GT that drags so many people towards it. Without a transformation itself, this series probably, it's not shit. You know what I'm saying? It's what legitimizes the series in a way, because Super Saiyan 4 is actually a great transformation. But people questioned it because it was the first series that didn't come alongside a manga. But then, to be fair, I mean, Dragon Ball Super came alongside of manga, but also it didn't really. It was clear those two sides weren't working like in quick in lockstep. But then Daima also has no manga. So what is the actual canon? You know what I'm saying? So it's like Dragon Ball GT actually came, was actually probably before its time in terms of delivering this kind of thing. LJ, your experience with Dragon Ball GT, kind of like growing up and watching it.
Yeah, so I wasn't like, I came to GT super late. Super. Like I said, when I watched it, it was running on Nicktoons. It wasn't even Teen Nick, it was Nicktoons.
On a brand new Dragon Ball GT, Baby gets his hands on the Dragon Balls, and he's out for payback.
What the Saiyans have destroyed, we will rebuild.
But is it all just a game to Goku?
The riddle will be easy since you're a child.
I'm not a child.
Can he make it out of Saguro's twisted dimension?
If I lose, I die.
And keep Baby from going crazy?
We will spread until the entire universe is ours.
Find out on a brand new Dragon Ball GT, followed by a brand new Monsuno, Thursday at 8, only on Nicktoons.
They were running Dragon Ball Z Kai on there too.
Of course, yeah.
And so, as a Dragon Ball fan, I'm like, oh, cool. What? Like, hey, Dragon Ball, I know what time it comes on. Cool. I would record it and all these things. And then once Kai ended, they ran straight into GT. And I was like, the fuck is this?
That's nasty.
And then I was like, oh, well, I mean, more Dragon Ball, right? Like, okay, cool. Like, obviously, I knew of some peak moments in there, Black Star Dragon Balls, Super Saiyan 4. I knew what these things were. I had no real true context. I never like dug too deep into it.
Right.
Because for me, listen, Dragon Ball ends at Z, at this moment in time in my life. And I'm like, okay, cool. And I'm watching it. And I'm like, yo, did they just make this dude a kid? And then I was like, yo, like, I was like, what is this? Like, what am I watching? But then I had gotten so deep into it. I was just like, out of principle, I feel like I can't stop. Right? Like, I can't just stop watching this in the middle. So I was just like, all right, I'm gonna just finish this whole thing.
Yeah.
And then at the end of it, I'll say this, the last episode of GT, kind of it's just a little bit of a heart tug. But I was like, dang, this was kind of ass though. And that was it.
Dragon Ball Z Kai was the highest rated series premiere in Nicktoons history. For people who want to know about that time, Dragon Ball Z Kai, I mean, I don't know, maybe there's a world where we go over Kai, but it's not really necessary. But re-rocking the series 10 years later was something very exciting to fans. And to be honest with you, they re-rock GT. I'm sure people will watch. But with that said, I want to ask this question before we get into the things of the show. Is it as bad as you remember?
Yes, absolutely.
I understand why they cut all of this into one episode.
Yeah, you really see it. I mean, again, due to the kind of they talk about kind of the overseas backlash to these first 16 episodes of the show, which really accomplished nothing in the grand scheme of things. Due to that, when it came to debuting it on the North American side, they decided pretty much to take all those first 16 episodes and wrap it up into a series recap in a way, kind of exploring the adventure, the premise of the show, all these other things like that. And so it really starts off, episode 1 is kind of that like recap, and then episode 2 is episode 17, which is, fair. Because when you think about the action in terms of the context, Dragon Ball Z, you coming off Dragon Ball Z, which people were locked into for years, right? Dragon Ball Z as kids, it was an investment for us from 1990, you're talking about Toonami, probably 1999 through 2004. If you watch the whole thing, and this is with them restarting it like twice, you know what I'm saying? Oh man, are we finally gonna get to Trunks? Nope, it started again.
Back to Namek.
Yeah, back to Namek. Fuck. We just finished spending the year of our lives watching Frieza versus Goku, and now we're back at it again. But I would understand why. I mean, given the lack of popularity over there, why would they do it? But also, it was a thirst for more Dragon Ball content. I mean, people didn't necessarily want it to be over. Even in Japan, they didn't really want it to be over. That's the premise of GT. The premise of GT, especially with the producer, I read one of the producer's interviews, translated interviews as well. Dragon Ball Z didn't really have that sense of finality that they wanted, and they felt like the series could have continued. And so they began developing this new additional series. Of course, there was no manga for it. Akira Toriyama was lightly involved with it in terms of coming up with the name and coming up with characters designs, but he was not formally into the plot, as you can kind of see. If you look at his typical plots, you'd see probably Dragon Ball Daima is more close to Akira Toriyama's kind of mind and creation, Dragon Ball GT. But yeah, the series is this first stretch, this Black Star Dragon Ball arc. Let's get into the first episode, because I don't have the first two episodes really, but I don't have much in terms of like recapping this on an episode by episode basis, because a lot of nothing happened. It is a big nothing burger arc.
GT feels like that one guy who is always like on his class clown shit that randomly wants to be taken seriously one day. Like, that's how GT feels.
GT feels like someone did their Scantron in pen. You know what I'm saying? Like, it feels like
this is such fanfic, bro. Like, if I didn't know that GT was created when it was created, I would absolutely, and someone told me they got this script from Reddit, I would absolutely believe that they did.
I don't think kids. I want to be able to talk to someone who kind of grew up in this age, because it's kind of hard to go back to Dragon Ball Z anyway. Like, start as a new Dragon Ball Z fan in 2020. It's kind of like, what the fuck are you doing? But I don't think anybody really goes back to GT like that. Like, why would you even waste your time investing in GT? So it kind of lives, it kind of breathes on its own. It's an extension of Dragon Ball Z, I think it's an extension in a certain way, similar to Super, similar to Daima. I keep saying that because I think after Z, the plot really is kind of like
Seinfeld,
it's like Pokemon
and Breaking Bad. Like,
yeah, it's to me, it's kind of like Pokemon. It was like these things kind of exist in a universe of their own, and it's just not that great. Let's talk about the premise of the series. Everything in the premise of the show is explored within the first 10 minutes of this first episode. Everything you need to know, everything that how we got here is explained within the first 10 minutes. Let's talk about it. Goku has been away from his wife and his family for a full decade. Doing what? Training. I guess that's the only alibi they could really come up with. The end of Dragon Ball Z ends with Goku deciding to take Oob, and he's like, "You're going to be the new savior of the Earth." And I don't even think that was a great ending.
No, that was such dog shit, bro.
Yeah.
That was such dog shit. And then, listen, I get it. Shout out to them for adding a little bit of color to the series. But Oob is definitely affirmative action hire.
That's crazy work.
How did you feel about Oob? Just kind of the end of the series to really like the beginning of this first episode.
I mean, I knowing what I know now, like hindsight is 2020, but in the beginning, it's like, oh, okay, you know what I'm saying? He doing work. But now it's like, really? Like, what did this amount to? What was this for? Who was this for? Really? Like, Oob did. Tell me what Oob did. That's the question.
Oob has done nothing in the show. So it's kind of Oob has not been a part of this show in 30 years. Oob has what is Oob? You know what I'm saying? I think that's a big. I mean, we get to it when we get to it. I mean, there's plenty of Oob in this series, but if that's what you want, but the mere fact is that we've heard Oob kind of like. I mean, really, Galactic Patrol, right? I guess Oob will show up next
one
year, right?
moment.
Yeah, but realistically, like, if he wasn't in anything, I don't think it would have made any difference at all. Oob kind of lived, breathed, died here, but anyway, Goku trained Oob. He passed his training. It took a decade. Goku's ready to return home. As he's doing that, the Emperor Pilaf gang, who we have not seen actively since Dragon Ball. So it's kind of even weird bringing them back into the series. That was strange.
Yeah.
They find the Black Star Dragon Balls. I don't know who told them about the lore. I don't know what research they've done. I don't know. Their internet wasn't really a massive concept back then. But I don't know what they did to find the Black Star Dragon Balls. Black Star Dragon Balls that Dende doesn't even know about. Dende ain't even know they were in the lookout.
Not only that, but like we have a Dragon Radar, and not now one of the Dragon Radar blips pointed to this. Nothing.
Oh, there's 7 already here. Do something about that. You want to do something? No. They just don't exist until then. Now, this is at this point, I'm trying to think 30 years ago. We have the Earth Dragon Balls, the Namekian Dragon Balls, and now these are the third set of Dragon Balls that we discovered through the series. It didn't even cross my mind that, again, we get more Dragon Balls throughout the rest of the series, right? Daima has their own set of Dragon Balls. Super is going to introduce another set of Dragon Balls. I mean, or they do. The Super Dragon Balls. So again, it just is what it is. But Dragon Ball Dragon Ball GT introduces the Black Star Dragon Balls. And they withhold wishes that are stronger than the regular Dragon Balls. Who created these bitches is what I need to know.
Bro, and the fact that they just like throw them on us, like there's no real explanation. They're just like, oh, we're taking these.
Yeah.
And so next thing you know, Shenron's a blood.
I mean, they summoned the dragon. I don't even know how they did that. You know what I'm saying? This shit is like, it's like summoning. I know you haven't reached this part yet, LJ, but it's like summoning. This is like discovering the winged dragon of Ra in Yu-Gi-Oh! And like immediately knowing everything that's going on with the card. AD gets it. You'll get it. We'll do Yu-Gi-Oh! Again for you, LJ.
Please do, dude. Because I was no joke. While I was on my little break, I was really thinking like, yo, I should probably. I kind of want to watch a little bit more Yu-Gi-Oh! But I didn't want to because I wanted to discuss it on here so y'all can get real time reactions.
We'll do it again. We'll for sure do it again. But anyway, they summon Ultimate Shenron, Big Blood, of course. Beautiful dragon, just big. Could be Chinese. I don't know. Whatever.
Yeah, Brimron is crazy.
Yeah. And Emperor Pilaf wants to use these Dragon Balls similar to any other Dragon Ball. He wants to wish for world domination. Could have done it with the regular Dragon Balls, but I guess it would have made it too hot. Goku arrives so they see the big ass red Shenron. Goku pulls up to that part of the lookout. How do they get to this part of the lookout? There's so many different questions. The idea of getting it used to be a real warrior's endeavor to get to the lookout, and now niggas got spaceships. But spaceships have always existed, my nigga. So I'm so confused, but Goku strolls up.
Stolen valor, man. Stolen valor. That's what this is.
Goku strolls up casually on them, and they're like, "Who's this guy?" And it's like, "Man, this guy looks like Goku." And Goku's like, "Is that Emperor Pilaf? That old nigga? And Shu and Mai? Like, what the fuck?" And Pilaf gets so excited that he accidentally wishes in this aspect that Goku was a child. He didn't even really outright mention it, but the dragon was listening anyway, and it was like, oh, that must be the wish that you want. And apparently you only get one of these bitches.
Real monkey's paw.
Yeah, real monkey's paw. So he accidentally wish Goku to turn into a kid. Goku turns into a kid. Again, this is in the first maybe 7 minutes of the episode.
All these years and the three of you are still up to no good.
Oh, yeah? Well, you've grown from a little nuisance into an even bigger one.
Well, you're the bad guys. I'm supposed to stop your evil plans.
Get away from me! You're 3 times my size! No! I wish you were a little kid again, then I could really teach you a lesson or two.
So be it.
Wow, the room got a lot bigger somehow.
Goku.
Your wish has been granted until the next summoning.
And the dragon disappears. The balls fly off. Emperor Pilaf. Never really seen after. When you really look at it, not really a character. Any shout out to Super for bringing them back, I guess. As kids, which is funny.
The opposite of this.
But it is what it is. And yeah, Goku's now a kid. And he's kind of got to navigate the world as a kid. How did you guys feel about this in terms of how it was executed here and how it was executed in Dragon Ball Daima? Because it's the same concept in a way.
I think what Daima does better, right, is the fact that it makes all of them a kid, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you get a different dynamic between the characters and with all of them becoming children at that time. Making just Goku a kid, really, I don't know. It just does. It's not as fun.
It wasn't even on purpose. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't.
Yeah, it wasn't even on purpose or anything like that. It was an accident. Once again, this feels so fanficky.
Yeah, Daima sits there for the first. The episode's 32 minutes, the first episode, but you sit there and you see. I forgot who the evil guy is. He's also tiny though. He sits there and he goes through the Buu saga and he's like, "These guys look like bad news. Let me tell you this: they went in tournaments. They beat up. They killed Majin Buu. They killed Majin Buu. Holy shit on a shingle. Well, we can't.
We gotta nerf them.
Yeah, we got to nerf them real quick. So it was like, you know what? Let me find my Namekian, and let's go to Earth and let's figure this shit out. So it's a whole backstory that kind of really leads up to it that does it here. And these first 7 minutes, it's just like America's Funniest Home Videos. What the fuck is going on here? It wasn't even on purpose, and now it has major implications on the rest of the series.
Yeah, it was pretty bad. I'm not gonna lie. I'm glad that they went back with Daima and revisited some of the concepts for this, because on the first outing, I'll say this, GT has a lot of really good ideas that are just executed poorly, and this is one of them.
I think Baby is a really good idea.
Yeah,
but also,
I'll save my thoughts for Baby for next episode.
The art gets a little wish-washy, but anyway, so Goku's a kid and he's walking around town as a kid. He bumps into Pan. Pan's like, "Who's this kid? Get the fuck out of here, little kid." Mind you, she's also a little kid. We'll talk about Pan in a little bit. Master Roshi shows up. recognizes Goku. It's like, yeah, I've been turned into a kid. Goku finally returns to his family, and his wife is just like, so what the fuck? Like, you've been gone for 10 years and now you're a kid? And he's just like, Goku's just like, yeah, I figure I'll just grow up again. The implications that could follow Chi-Chi around of her being married to a child and having multiple children and grandchildren. It's just, but also, I don't know.
If you didn't know any better,
yeah.
It's
a little nasty. She's like, absolutely the fuck not. I'm already old. Like, you must be out your goddamn brain. And suddenly, I mean, Gohan's there as well. Gohan is, we'll talk about the characters, but the profiles of these people, it's the worst bunch.
Bro, it's so bad, bro. It's so bad. Like, somehow you've made characters that were once so fucking cool be the lamest bastards I have ever seen in my life. Like, they're just a team full of the Z fighters are now a bunch of cornballs. Like,
yeah, because they don't even properly reintroduce Gohan in a quirky, interesting way like they introduce him in like the Dragon Ball Superheroes movie, right? Where it's like, oh my god, I'm doing this paper and Piccolo, can you pick Pan up? And he's just like, why do I have to pick Pan up again? It's nothing cool like that of like how you get like pretty much context on where the character is currently at in their lives. Gohan just got glasses and a suit on, so apparently
it feels like things. It just feels like they just show up every now and again for the cookout at Kame House. You know what I'm saying?
Like, I mean, what is the relationship between these people at the end of the day? They haven't seen Goku for 10 years. Apparently Chi-Chi lives in Bulma's house now. You know what I'm saying? Gohan was there for whatever reason. Again, these are people who don't actively like meet up and greet up with each other unless it's time to save the world. But they're around. You know what I'm saying? Pan is just a woman. No, sorry, not Pan. Videl. It's just some woman that lives in the house with all these people. She can fly, I guess. That's her big contribution to Dragon Ball GT as a whole. She flies and carries somebody. I think carries Chi-Chi or something. But none of these people have great contributions to the show as if they did in the past. But we finally get the actual why we're doing this. King Kai butts in. Goku! I gotta tell you about the Black Star Dragon Balls.
We gotta get them before the world blows up.
If you don't think them in 1 year, the Earth is gonna explode. And they're like, what? I didn't even
once again out of nowhere, just bang this nigga's line. It was just like, hey, yo,
it's cursed energy coming out of those Dragon Balls. You know what I'm saying? It's just Sukuna says, get them Dragon Balls back before everything, it goes to hell. The Black Star Dragon Balls are the most chaotic, negative, I guess, pieces of energy that's ever existed, and which is why they were kept away from people, including Dende, who had no idea they existed. But since they have now been used, the Z Fighters now have 1 year to travel around the universe. No, I don't want to say universe. The galaxy. There we go. They make sure to use galaxy. They didn't say universe. This isn't Dragon Ball Super. Travel around the Milky Way in order to get these Dragon Balls back and save planet Earth. So that is the plot of the series. It's an adventure plot. I want to go through the characters a little bit as we see them. Goku is still very much Goku, but he's just Goku in blue. In yellow pants. It's not a bad look, but it's not, I think they've realized now that the orange G is where you need it to be every series. Even if he's a kid. Just don't change that shit to blue.
I want to
Vegeta, mustache. That's all I got.
No, wait, not just the mustache. He got the mustache. he got that
the goatee combo,
the flat top cut. He looks like a cop, bro. Like
why did they Disney's Doug him, bro? Why did they do that? Why did they need to change anything about Vegeta? Or any of these characters?
He got old. He got older. They were like, we got to show the age. We got to show the progression. You know.
Yeah, so now he's like this Bushwick fucking, dude who just got a mustache, very hipster mustache, a flat top, with kids.
All I do is lift weights and drink Miller Lite. You know.
Yeah, man. My family's rich. My son is the president of fucking Capsule Corp. Eat a dick.
He definitely looks real back to bluish.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, bro. Like,
it's a bad look.
He's definitely not a guy you want to hear his political thoughts on anything that's going on in the world right now.
Absolutely not. I don't know. I feel like, granted, I'm on a slippery slope here. Granted, the history that Vegeta comes from, I also feel like he would be progressive in a way. Am I reading this wrong? Like, I don't feel like he would be conservative at all.
If it weren't for Goku,
probably not.
Because I feel like stupid shit gets on his nerves, which would be the result of like, I can't believe this guy is president.
The Saiyans were legit an impressed group of monkey hybrid humans. So I'm sure that his actual thoughts are pretty progressive, but that look does him no justice.
No, it doesn't. Doesn't at all. And for Pan here. So we're introduced to Pan in this series, who is meant to be the new female flavor of the show. We're introduced to her at the end of Z. She is a fighter. She is spunky. Does everything like that. Doesn't help that she is the only Saiyan character on this show that doesn't get a moment to turn Super Saiyan at all. Just a massive fumble in this series. Go ahead.
I remember back in the day when they brought her up and we were like, I'm pretty sure you had this thought too, Mills, where it was like, oh, the first female Saiyan, let's let her go Super Saiyan. Let's see what that looks like. We could finally get nothing. Not a
never turned Super Saiyan.
For at least 15 years we saw.
Not 15. She never turned Super Saiyan.
No, I'm talking about like female Super Saiyan in general. Like,
oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, maybe after the Heroes movie, I don't know. Maybe if they bring the manga back, she could turn Super Saiyan in that bitch, but never turned Super Saiyan. It actually made people start questioning if women can turn Super Saiyan. It started introducing incel thoughts to the anime community because of how women in this series, there were very few female Saiyans. There's one female Saiyan introduced before this, which was in the Bardock movie. And there's one here.
And then you also have Vegeta's daughter who doesn't do anything.
Yeah, just a Kardashian. So yeah, we don't see a female Super Saiyan. Goten loves girls, teenager. Thoughts on Goten?
He's the coolest person, at least at this point.
Yeah.
With his suit pants and shit. Shout out to that, 90s. Bulla loves shopping and apparently like loves her. I like her outfit. There's very few outfits in the show I actually like. But the red offsetting that aqua blue hair is pretty good.
She looks like old girl that Krillin used to date.
Yeah. That's kind of creepy. Yeah. Trunks is the new president of Capsule Corp. He's not that old though. He's like legitimately 1 year old.
Once again, bad business decisions on this end. Like, you're just throwing a young guy as a CEO of this multi-billion-dollar company. Like, I don't know, bro.
Why are none of these people warriors or fighting or anything?
Also, though, I don't think he's doing a bad job because they bring up in one episode that he, later down the line, he's like, "Oh yeah, I pay all of my engineers like 8 figures with benefits." I'm like, "Hey man,
come on, man.
He takes care of his people.
He's better than Seto Kaiba, I'll tell you that." Everyone else is pretty much the same way and doesn't really help in any kind of way, but they're much older. And again, I wrote it's given Disney's Doug. The second episode, the plot of the episode, it's not even like a great plot. So Chi-Chi very uncharacteristically says, Goku, you have to go to space to get these Dragon Balls, and Gohan, you're going to. Incredibly uncharacteristic. She has never sent that boy into space. Even as a man.
She was just like, listen, bro, you've been gone for 10 years. I've been taking care of these. You taking one of them.
Yeah. Gohan's a man. Gohan's a grown person.
Gohan, listen, they operate like an Italian family, bro. Like, Gohan may be grown, but to his mom, he's still a child.
It's to me, I'm over. This show makes no fucking sense to me. It doesn't even. I don't understand why Chi-Chi, after 10 years of not seeing her husband, would allow him to go into space. And allow Gohan to go into space. And then Vegeta says, Trunks and Goten, you're also going into space. It's like, all right, nigga, I guess y'all have had 10 years apiece. And they're like, I guess Vegeta will protect the world. But I don't really trust Vegeta protecting planet Earth. He doesn't have a good track record, to be real with you. It just is. If Vegeta is standing between the Earth's destruction, we're cooked. That's what history has shown us. Again, 30 years ago. So they're making a ship. Luckily, Bulma was already working on some sort of spaceship. Isn't that convenient? It's all just in nice 2 episodes. There's a spaceship available. Pan sneaks on the spaceship. While Goku and Trunks were surveying the spaceship, Pan accidentally hits a launch button and they go into space. And no one is outraged. No one is like, they say where's Pan, but they're not outraged enough to wonder where their only child is gone.
You know who was outraged?
Who?
The viewer.
Pan stinks. It would just be cute. Pan stinks.
Bro, Pan sucks, bro. Oh my gosh. What a vibe kill.
Yeah.
What a vibe kill.
The pretty much, and I have this, so this is the part where the actual adventure. Every episode, or at least most episodes, are set up where Pan gets them in trouble, and then Goku and Trunks have to save her. And that's legitimately the plot for most of the 16 episodes that come after this. Honestly, probably even more. I wrote in my notes, this is actually a pretty uninteresting watch. And one of the first time in the series where I skipped, first time in this series, I'm pretty much recapping Dragon Ball, where I've skipped episodes and I feel okay with it. We get introduced to Giru. There's a tiny little robot. Swallows their radar and fuses with it, so now he's part of the journey because he is now the Dragon Ball radar. He is whatever 1996's version of the Rotom phone was.
That's good.
Here's something that I wrote down. I don't know if it's an interesting discussion or not. Would Dragon Ball GT have benefited maybe if it came out 5 years later? And I say this because in terms of the space conquest type of show, years after this, we get Cowboy Bebop, Trigun, Outlaw Star. I think alongside airing this is Neon Genesis and Evangelion. Mm-hmm. All these kind of that take you into real space and have these space explorations. And while a lot of them are cowboys and stuff like that, a couple years later, we get like One Piece, which is in a journey itself. One Piece where Dragon Ball in a sense was like the adventure series in the beginning and that kind of like tripping and journey through it. One Piece kind of like redefines the narrative of an adventure series, especially considering it's been happening for the last 30 years. This might have been better if it was inspired by a lot of things that happened 5 years after this series actually aired.
Well, I mean, this feels, even watching the episodes and everything like that, and the series in general until kind of near the end, during this time, that whole like futuristic punk tech kind of aesthetic is very popular, and you could see that it is very prevalent throughout this series. Like, this feels like Dragon Ball, and it's trying to have some of those same aesthetic feels as like a Ghost in the Shell and all these other things. It's just like, it's this, this is very tech heavy. Even like the beginning, in these first 16 episodes, I mean, your quote unquote big bad is a giant fucking robot baby.
Yeah, that's kind of sucked.
Yeah, that also sucked very much. I mean, even when you go into Baby and things like that, like the whole android robot thing, you see how Baby Vegeta's is all that. Like, it's telling of what was very influential probably at that time in terms of aesthetics and design. They just did it really horribly.
I feel like they could have, like, I think it would have benefited from coming out late, but also at the same time, probably taking inspiration from like Gundam, you know what I'm saying? Like, at the very least, a wing, just the idea.
Sorry to cut you off. No, but because Akira Toriyama is not coming up with the concept of the series, so it's coming from elsewhere.
Yeah,
and I think it would have been dope if they took a lot of inspiration from the series that kind of like come after it.
Yeah, and it just feels like they wanted to take inspiration from Dragon Ball without really like thinking about what Dragon Ball, at least in the beginning, was about. You know what I'm saying? Of course, it was about the adventure and the misadventures, but one of the things that made it really good was like the love of the characters and their development with each other, like Bulma and Goku, seeing Oolong, Puar, Yamcha, and their interactions together. Here, it's like Trunks is the smart guy. You got Goku, who is the Mary Sue, but is just eating everything and only gets involved when a fight really needs to go down. And Pan is just the annoying one. She don't really do anything, bro. Like,
yeah, she sets up the part where we're supposed to save people.
Like, even before they leave to go off on the adventure or whatever like that, she breaks a part of the ship because she's mad that she can't help with anything. You know what I'm saying? And everything is legitimately all her fault.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, it's not really redeeming of any part. It's, she would be one of the worst written characters on the show. There would be think pieces about Pan and how terrible she is if this came out in 2026. So it's kind of, it's interesting. I do think, again, space exploration has never been Dragon Ball's greatest thing. Even on the journey to Namek, those filler episodes are probably some of the worst episodes in Dragon Ball Z. And they follow a similar format. Show up to a planet, goons on the planet try to hustle them out of whatever they got going on. They got to beat up people and escape. Really similar. That's GT. You know what I'm saying? Those Namek episodes kind of really expanded. I hate everything here. The Power Brothers, hate them.
Yeah, that was nasty.
Lude cult. They gather energy to worship Lude under the orders.
This was some freaky episodes. I felt a little uncomfortable at some points.
Under the orders of Cardinal Muchi Muchi. And they have the Power Brothers trying to collect the Black Star Dragon Balls. Although all this seems to be a scam by Cardinal Muchi Muchi's superior, which is Dotaki, who are really turning these people into dolls to get the energy that they needed to make Baby grow under Dr. Mew. Dotaki ends up getting killed by his boss, General Rildo, who is a robot or android or something created by Dr. Mew. Dr. Mew, who's a complete Dr. Gero ripoff. And the saga ends. Notice that we're not going through these episodes. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for making people watch this, but I guess we got great content. Is there anything that popped up in the episodes anything cool that you noted in these episodes?
The only one that I have is like the giant episode, which is really still a nothing burger, but it reminded me of that one part in Daima with the giant planet.
Again, they do it better in Daima.
Yeah.
It's just everything's better in Daima at this point. The color palette, the music, I mean, I definitely want to get into the music and the colors of the show, probably in the next episode.
But real quick, also, but alongside that, like the Crunchyroll compilation of all of these episodes, I don't know what they were doing, but it's weird when you have the Funimation score playing in some episodes, and then they decide to do like the original Dragon Ball GT score or whatever. Did y'all notice that? Like, it was like,
no, go on.
So it was like they'll play the original Dragon Ball GT opening, not the one with the rap, but like the original one, and then they'll be like last time on Dragon Ball GT, but sometimes it'll be like the dun 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 dun, and then other times it'll be the original Japanese score, and it happens like every other episode.
That's kind of nasty.
Yeah,
it just is what it is. But also, I don't know. This series is nasty.
Yeah.
The saga ends. At least these 16 episodes ends. We probably should have went to 22, but hey, 16 ends with them ending on planet M2. Which is Giro's homeworld. Surprise, though, Giro's a double agent and has been leading them there so Dr. Mew can grab their Dragon Balls and biological data. The Sigma Force, which is just a bunch of robots, captured Trunks and Goku. And for some reason, Pan is the one to escape. Now, Pan must save Goku and Trunks. And I noted they only have 3 Dragon Balls at this point, which is just not great. But hey, I guess progression. 80 said up best a number of episodes about another series. This is the biggest piece of dog shit that I've ever saw. I didn't feel great after it. I don't even feel great watching it. I mean, it just is what it is. This was a bad set of episodes. Black Star Dragon Balls. This might be the worst stretch that's ever been in a Dragon Ball series of episodes. And this is including Jelly Vegeta and Dragon Ball Super. This might be the worst. Just overall. Like, just bad. There's no heavy construct. There's no overarching theme. There's no big bad that really matters. It's just niggas in space fighting robots. And that's not even cool. You know what I'm saying? We're going to talk about this all as we get through the show, of course, but Dragon Ball Daima is way more well plotted out and thought out in terms of a plot from beginning to end. Even when you think of like, there's this, the minor themes of like alien race enslaved to this guy, etc., etc. There's also little goals like the three robots they have to fight to ever get the Dragon Balls. So it just is it is. Dragon Ball GT is pretty bad thus far, but you know what? We passed the bad part. And up next, we're going to talk about the baby.
Are we sure we're past the bad part?
This is the worst part.
This is the worst part. You know what?
Okay, I'll accept that.
Clearly, LJ has thoughts about the next saga that we're going through.
I will accept the worst.
In the next saga we're going through is none other than the baby saga. It is probably the most, I don't know if it's the most definitive arc of this show. Because then the stupid Shadow Dragons thing.
Shadow Dragons. No, the last part of the Shadow Dragons is really good.
I hate the last arc of this show. Obviously this peaks with Super 17 like it does for everybody. But I hate the last arc of the show. But nonetheless, we're out this terrible section of the arc. We're in the thick of it though. We still got some more to go. We're going to be talking about next week about the Baby Saga. Please let us know what you think of the series and what you think about Dragon Ball GT. If you ever revisited it, we would love to know how you got into the series and everything of the rather. Please follow us on the Lookout RNC, anywhere on Twitter, on Instagram. Make sure that you like this video on YouTube. It's very important. I think prioritizing YouTube is what we're doing in 2026, to be honest with you. If you listen to this episode, I recommend you listen to it on YouTube if you have a YouTube premium subscription. It is just a better experience overall, but I wouldn't blame you if you listen to it on Apple Podcasts or Spotify. But with that said, we're pushing to YouTube. Make sure you subscribe there. Make sure you do everything there. Want to thank you guys for tuning in. And any parting words about Dragon Ball GT thus far?
Nope.
We're doing it so you don't have to.
Yeah, there you go. Hope did that, so hopefully you don't got to go through that. Shout out to Black Star, Most Def, and Tulip Kweli. That is really the best thing out of any Black Star related thing that I went through today. And yeah, we'll see you guys next week. Take care. Peace.